Welcome back to the fourth episode of Techie Teachers. Today I will be covering the benefits of close reading, text mapping, and introducing you to the app Subtext. Close reading is a reading strategy that enables students to uncover layers of a text's meaning to ensure deeper comprehension. This strategy teaches students to notice text features and to think thoroughly about the details in the text by reading it several times and reflecting on what they have read. Close reading gives students the responsibility of understanding the text. They determine how the text is organized and evaluate what is written. Another reading strategy that my class regularly uses is text mapping. Text mapping teaches students to be strategic and active readers by writing directly on the text their questions, connections, and thoughts that they have as they are reading the text. After modeling for the students so that they could see the reading comprehension process, they were able to focus on the context, make strong connections, and illustrate their thinking and comprehension. Both of these strategies are used daily in my classroom in an effort to integrate the Common Core standards throughout our curriculum. While looking for different ways to use close reading and text mapping, I came across the app Subtext. Subtext is connected through Renaissance Learning and can be used for small group, whole class, and individual instruction. With this app, you are able to download books and articles straight from the web. Some things that students can do in Subtext is highlight unknown words and write what they think the word means using context clues. Also, the app has a dictionary feature where students can look up the meaning of the word. Additionally, students can annotate the text by writing their questions and thoughts directly in the program. Combining Subtext with our reading strategies enables our students to read and annotate texts in a different and engaging way. My students have really enjoyed using this app, and the growth they have shown in their reading comprehension is amazing. Now I'm going to walk you through how to set up your Subtext account. Like I said before, it is through Renaissance Learning. So when you open up the app, you are going to look for the login to Renaissance Learning. You click it, and as soon as it loads, you just type in your login and password that you use for Renaissance Learning. And press login. As soon as you're in, it'll look something like this. To create a class like I have done for mine, all you do is go up to the three lines in the upper right-hand corner and click. You would just press Create Group. You enter in whatever your class name is that you want it to be. So I will do 5G for Miss Gore's class. I then press the grade and press Create. It then gives you a code up right underneath 5G. It gives you a code that first time they log in, it prompts them for that code and they type it right in and then they are all set up. From there, you have access to several articles and books right here in the app. But what you can do is to go back out into where it says My Library and you can press Tab to add books and articles. Here, in the middle, it says search the web for articles. If I was searching for George Washington, I would type in his name and press search, and it would bring me to a Google search. From there, I can pick any article I want, and once it loads, I'll go and press the Save to Subtext orange button up here. From there, it'll prompt you to add to library. And it will convert your article so that your students can read it on the iPads. It then prompts you to add it to a group. So I would click Add to Group, and I would add it to 5G. It'll then tell you it's been added to your shelf. So you can close out of there, and when you go back to your library, it's going to be there waiting for you. And you just click it. You press Download next to the article picture. And then as soon as it's done downloading, you can read it. Now that you've seen what subtext will look like from a teacher's point of view, I am going to show you what the students will see when they log in. So I'm going to log in using one of my students. And remember, it's set up with Renaissance Learning, so they just use the login and password that they log in to start testing with. So they should already have that saved and memorized. It looks very similar. But now, it prompts them, if they go up to the 3 lines, to join a group. I then logged in my students for them the first time because the code is a little longer and it would take a lot of class time. I did it ahead of time. So they would go in, and this is the only way to do this, so the rest of the time logging in is fairly easy, and they would type in the class code that you were given and press Join Group. And all it says is, congrats, you joined a group. And once Ms. Gores goes in and assigns the article to 5G, it will pop up in his library. Once you have the article in your library, you're going to click the article, and it's going to slide over like this. To assign this article to your group, you need to push that title, and it's going to come up like this. Up top, it says Use Assignment. You're going to click that, and you want to press Assign to, in this case it's 5G, but whatever your group name is. It'll create our assignment for the students to read, and then it comes up like this, and we can view the assignment, and it comes up, it has certain questions they might ask, and you're going to push Read. Start from the assignment, and this is what your students will see. To demonstrate what it's going to look like for a student, I'm going to log in as one of my students. Now the first time your student logs in, it will not look like this. She is already added to my group, so all of the articles we have used are already in her library. And as you can see, if I click the most recent article that she has done, you can see that she has highlighted different words, and she's even commented on one of her highlighted words. She wasn't sure what psychologist meant, and so she commented and then answered her own question herself, but you could have gone in and responded to her. But for your students, it will look a little different. It won't have any of these articles, and that's okay. So what your student's going to do is go up to these 3 little lines in the right-hand corner, and they're going to press Join Group. It's then going to prompt them for their group code. Now the one for Ms. Gores is now what I'm going to type in. And then they would press Join Group, and they're joined to it. Because it was such a long code, the first time my students were entered into it, I went around and entered all of the codes in for them. And it went a lot faster than having each one of them write it down, type it in, and so it saved a lot of time. Because it was such a long code, the first time my students were entered into it, I went around and entered all of the codes in for them. And it went a lot faster than having each one of them write it down, type it in, and so it saved a lot of time. To get to the article that Ms. Gores assigned, they would go in and push the library tab, and I've already added it to her library, but they would click add to library like this one says. So I can even show you by clicking here that it now adds it to this student's library. So now she has both articles. She then can go in, download the article, press read, and there's the exact same article that it looked like in the teacher's edition. And from here, we have been working on persuasive letters, and we've also been working on using close reading, correct? Yes. We are going to be using the app Subtext to do our close read to help prepare for our persuasive letter to Mr. McWilliams about whether or not cursive writing should still be in schools. So what you are going to do is you're going to go into the app. Your article that you are supposed to read is already loaded according to your group, but if you forget what article you're supposed to be in, it is written up on the board. You are going to do a close read on the article that is assigned to you. You are going to be looking for unknown words, context clues, main idea, important information, all of that, and using the tools in the app to help mark it. After you are done with that, you will make your T-chart with pros and cons. And once you are finished with that, you can go on to write your persuasive letter. Do we have any questions on what your first step with the app is supposed to be? No? Yes, Carly?
I never learned how to do the pros and cons T-shirt.
We will work on it together because you were gone. Okay? If you forget, words you don't know are highlighted in blue. Red is used for context clues. Purple is important info. And green is your main ideas. Okay? All right, you can turn on open up your apps and get started.
Our class uses subtext in several different subjects, such as science, reading, writing, and social studies. It is easy to integrate this tool into any subject because it gives you the ability to pull articles on any topic. As you can see, I assign specific colors for different things they need to be identifying. We use the same colors every time they use this app. The students learned very quickly how to use the app for close reading and text mapping. They are able to do their first read to get the gist of the article and then flip back to the beginning, read it again, and highlight unknown words by holding down their finger on the word and then highlight it in the correct color. They can then press the comment button and write what they think the word means. Or they can slide their finger up and see the dictionary and it will tell them what the actual definition is. They can then begin the article again for their third read and still see what they have already highlighted, commented on, and what they have already mapped out. While using this app, my students are fully engaged and it gives them a chance to change up what they are doing daily with close reading and text mapping. Subtext is a great tool to add to your lessons because it encourages students to analyze what they read, articulate what they think, and make the connection between text and what surrounds them every day.